Hi friends, B-Dog here. Well, I did not do a training video because quite frankly it took way too long and I did so many back and forths it was ridiculous. But as you guys can see, in just over a day I am killing it by far. It's my best big dom I've ever had, and those months and months of saving really paid off. I have no coins to spend. I spent no coins, but if you can remember, my original power before I started claiming was 104k. So take a look at my teams right now. I've 5-starred a lot of players. I haven't even been able to train them all the way up because I ran out of food so fast. But you'll see I've got 200,000 with boost on that first team. Over 200,000, 210,000 with this second team. That one's almost 100 or 220,000 with the third team. This one's a little less at 190 basically. And that one's the least with 168. So I absolutely, it's the best I've ever done. Free to play, saved for months, and it's paid off big time. And I'm almost there already. It's by far the best I've ever done. It took months to do. No coins, but it's so painful to literally be at that 500 card mark for months because they did not give us a dom. But what you'll see here is you're going to see a lot of players here I haven't been able to train all the way up yet even because I just ran out of food. But there you go. There's my update. How are you guys doing? Like I said, I ended up, I've actually held 5 stadiums. If I show you, let's just go through the map real quick. If I show you kind of my map and the score situation or the power situation. So for example, this Denver in my map was 104,000 when I started. That was kind of the power level map I jumped into, and what you're seeing is everybody did jump up a lot. So there's my 167,000 there. There's 176,000. I'm the highest in that spot, that region. Let's see here. Not in that region. Got 186 and 190. I'm the highest in that region. And I'm 163. I am the highest in that region. So by saving, I absolutely built one of the strongest. I'm one of the strongest players on this map. So I'm actually domination, which is kind of fun. And all that hard work paid off. If you don't know what I'm referring to, definitely check out my previous videos because basically I do give videos on what it takes to win free to play and domination. And it's months of work. There's nothing you can do if you're trying to prep for it 1 or 2 weeks in advance. Unless you have coins, unless you hack or whatever, and I just don't. So this was months of work. I am going to keep getting food. So what you'll see, and part of this is always keeping my head-to-heads full and keeping food coming. I always simulate your seasons. That gets more food coming, and I'm just going to put those right into my teams. So the goal now that I've pumped everything into my teams, the goal is to get back to 5 balanced teams. So I showed you at the beginning where I started with every position being balanced. That's no longer the case. So balanced teams and balanced positions is, let me move my recorder thing. Oh, come on. So point guards. You'll see I'm not quite balanced anymore. So, as soon as this dom is over, I'm going to be pumping into my point guards and making them all equal to my highest rows. Not updating my max team anymore. So my max players, I'm not going to keep upgrading. I'm not going to keep training. My shooting guards, you can see I'm pretty close to balanced. But I can train those guys up as soon as I get food, and I'll make those top 5 balanced. Small forwards, they're not quite balanced yet. Tony Kukoc has clutch time, but they're pretty close to balanced actually. But I'll try to balance my top 5 players there. My power forwards, there's 3 that I need to bring up to Anthony Davis and Harris. And that's literally, I start prep for the next Dom right away. And that prep is, do not touch your max players or your max team and just start building food right away. You can see I'm pretty close to balanced here, but I'm going to level out those players. If we get to a tier level where the reward is higher than my max players, I don't claim that reward. And I just save it. I save it in my claims. I save till the next Dom. You never know now with 2K when they're going to drop another domination on us. So I'm going to be ready, and immediately after this event, I start building food. I start building my players right away, creating the balance and creating basically the back pile, the backlog, so that when another Dom hits, you can pump everything you can into all these players. And I jumped up, as you saw, with most of my teams. I jumped up. So if you remember, I was at 104 when I started. So that jumped, if you count boost, 104, that jumped up 50,000. That team jumped up, that one's still almost 30,000. This one jumped up, you're looking about 20,000. Go back to the beginning, to my big ones. So 149, so that jumped up almost 40,000, and this one jumped up almost 50,000. So that is what it takes to dominate in Dom, free to play. I'll get top reward. I've told you guys I really don't like this event because of what it takes to win. But the also funny thing about this, so all the other events, if you're this high on the leaderboard, you get really good rewards. These rewards actually really suck. So fighting this hard, let's just say I didn't fight this hard and I missed out on Crawford. It's not really that big of a loss because you can't even, for all the work it takes, it doesn't even gain you much. So you don't get a lot of rewards, and I'll probably stay in bracket 2. I will fight for bracket 2 just because I want to get something. But there's just not much to be gained with all of this. So at any rate, there you go. That's Big Dom. That's my update. I hope you guys are doing well. Again, my tips videos. I had a lot of tip videos months ago that hopefully could help somebody start prepping. But if you watched my videos this week, it was too late. But I do hope you guys are doing well. And then the biggest tip as you leave this is the prep starts now for the next Big Dom. Don't upgrade your max power and just start stockpiling. And that's how you prep for doing this well in domination. So it's fun once it comes. It's fun to dominate and all of that, but it's a pain in the butt to save. It's horrible to save. And what it takes to actually win is pretty much ridiculous. So anyways, I hope you guys have a good day. B-Dog out.